Yo YouTube and welcome back to the channel. Today we have 4 methods that will instantly get you guys more kills in Warzone. No matter what level you are, these should help you get more kills. Sit back, relax, let's get right into it. Starting off with method number 1, this is one of the most important things in Warzone: buying time to armor up. Whenever you're in a gunfight, whenever you're trying to like reposition or you're in a fight, I want you to really take your time. When you watch the pros, this is what they do really well. They take their time and they buy time to armor up, okay? So let's say you get shot twice and you back away slightly while you're shouldering, right? Just put a quick armor on, go for a jump, go for a shoulder, take your time, armor up. Once you then have the health, then make the decision what to do, okay? As you play more and more, you go into like more squads and stuff like that, you're gonna realize how important armoring up is, and more importantly, how you can buy time to do this. So my biggest recommendation is like create a gap between you and your opponents. When you're weak, create a gap, listen to your sound cues, don't panic, don't just run around. And when you're armoring up, don't be afraid to shoulder, okay? So let's say you're armoring up behind a piece of like cover, behind a wall, don't be afraid to peek left and go right again so that you're gaining information, okay? A lot of the good players, when you watch them, I really want you to watch how they armor up. They don't just stand behind cover and armor up without getting information. They can do that if they got time and space, but if somebody's getting aggressive and they're armoring up, you'll see what they do. They put some pressure on them, they maybe get some shots off, they armor up once or twice, then they cancel their armor up. The way you cancel it is pressing your melee button. So another thing is, like, say you armor up once, and then as you're about to do the second one, someone pushes you, cancel your armor. Don't just armor up all the way, cancel your armor and then get aggressive, okay? Armoring up is one of the best skills in Warzone because sometimes you have time to fully armor up, but sometimes you only need 1 or 2 plates and then you should go for the fight. And it's about finding that skill, finding the discipline to understand when to do that and when to, like, you know, fully armor up and when to only part armor up and engage in the fight. So make sure you guys practice that, make sure to buy time, it will really help you out. Tip number 2 actually kind of goes hand in hand with tip number 1, okay? So we spoke about buying time to armor up. Now we're going to talk about natural cover, how you guys can use your natural cover to help you guys win more gunfights. Now this applies to so many things, right? You can use your natural cover, like I mentioned previously, to armor up. If you guys are struggling, you guys are weak, armor up behind cover. The next thing is just in gunfights, if you just prioritize using the head glitches and even like high ground and just the overall map, it will really help you out. The thing about natural cover is it's a weird one because the map doesn't change. It's not like you're playing multiplayer, right? You guys are playing on one map, so you should really utilize this. Like, for example, if you're playing on Rebirth, try to find different jump spots, try to just get better at understanding the map, and when you go to certain areas, what the best spot is, because certain areas are gonna have like good head glitches, right? And you can utilize those, or they'll have good off angles, maybe good high grounds that people don't check, random corners. Like, you can really utilize the natural cover in Warzone because the map doesn't change. So if you're playing on the big map, if you're playing on Resurgence, wherever you're playing, try to find different spots in different areas of the map so that when you go there, when you're having a gunfight in that area, you know the best spots to sit, you know the best spots to watch out for, and all that good stuff. Natural cover is very important because you can also utilize other things, right? So you can, while you're armoring up behind cover, you're gaining information, you can snake behind cover to get more shots off, and overall, like in any gunfight, if you're having like a 50-50 out in the open but you're using your cover, it's really going to help you because you're just going to automatically have that positional advantage and be able to hit more shots off. So make sure to utilize natural cover in your game. So far we went through 2 tips. Let's move on to tip number 3. It's going to be utilizing off angles. Again, the reason why I made this order specific is because these are things that evolve, okay? So we started off with buying time to armor up, then we moved on to natural cover, which you can put 2 together so you can armor up behind cover, and now we're going to talk about off angles. And this is why tip number 2 is very important because it allows you to utilize tip number 3. So if you guys are working on tip number 2, right, if you guys are actually looking at areas where you can use the cover, what you can also realize is there are some areas where there are off angles. Off angles are so crucial because the whole point of them is you're going through positions that they're not expecting you and you have an easier shot. So when you're standing on a normal head glitch, right, let's say you're standing on a normal head glitch like behind natural cover like we mentioned, the only downside is sometimes they know you're going to be there, so they kind of play towards it, right? They're ready for that gunfight. But the good thing about off angles is the whole point of it is you're going to areas where they're not expecting you and you kind of catch them slipping and you should get easier shots. So if you can utilize your off angles well, whether you're playing solos or solo squads or even with a team, if your team are fighting, for example, if you can find an angle where they're not really looking at you, you should be able to help your team. Really important stuff. So make sure to utilize off angles. I can guarantee it'll get you more kills in the game. And if you guys aren't really sure how to utilize them or what to do, honestly, just play the game and just think sometimes, okay, this guy is pushing me from this area. Where could I sit or where could I I stand where he won't expect me to be? And again, you'll learn from that. Watch kill cams, really important, because sometimes you're going to die from an off angle, so you can use that and kind of learn from it. Oh, okay, this guy killed me from here. That's quite an interesting spot. Okay, cool. At least you know next time what to look out for. And that's why that's tip number 3, utilizing off angles. This takes us to our last and final tip. It's going to be mounting. Mounting is one of the most broken things in the game. Very, very situational, but so many people don't do it. When you mount your weapon, it depends on the way you set your controller, but you basically go behind a piece of cover, you aim down sight, and then you press the mount button. It will show you on screen what it is for you. And all you need to do in certain scenarios is just mount. When you feel like you know where someone's pushing you, you feel like an AR's, you feel like you know exactly where someone's coming from, you feel like you got the cover, just mount, and you will have so much success. If you feel like you see someone from range and they're not looking at you, just mount. What happens is your recoil, basically your weapon gets planted like a sentry gun. That's basically what happens, right? So for those few seconds, you are essentially a turret, and your weapon recoil is so minimal. So in these tips you're seeing as well, when I know someone's either landing in, so I know exactly where they're coming from, or I see someone at range or anything like that, or I'm baiting someone through with like a precision, I'm gonna mount and I'm gonna make my gun a sentry gun. So crucial. If you guys can mount, especially I would say when people are landing in, you can get some really precise shots. YouTube, those are going to be 4 tips to help you guys improve instantly. Let me know what you thought down below. Do you guys like this style? Is there any specific video you guys want to see? Let me know and I'll make sure to do that for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys for another video tomorrow. Peace.